Hi, everybody. Welcome to Life Stories Podcast, People Helping People. I'm Shara Goswick, your host. My guest today is Kerstin Cable. Kerstin is a language learning coach. She has always been fascinated with other languages, and she's using the tools that helped her learn, which she speaks 4 other languages, to help other people. She's got some incredible programs online. If you've ever wanted to learn another language, I think she would be great help. I encourage you to go to her website and check it out. And even if you don't want to learn another language, go watch the video on her website. She learned how to speak a few different sentences in 25 different languages. And I love the method that she used. I thought it was very sweet. And she was so fun to talk to. You're going to enjoy this one. Thanks for being here. Hi.
Hi, hello.
How are you?
Yeah, not too bad.
Not too bad. Good. You are a language learning coach. And like I said, I'm very impressed with you and what you've done. People need to go to your website and watch that video because it's wild. It is wild to me, all those different languages that you can speak. How in the world did you learn all of that? Because that's a lot. I mean, I think
Oh
learning
no,
two
there's
or
like
three
a
languages is a
disclaimer.
lot.
I do not speak all of those languages. I can't have a conversation with you in all of them.
Right.
The purpose of that particular video was to celebrate the European Day of Languages.
Yes.
And the European Day of Languages, at first I thought, well, see if I can do 25 European languages and then try and think of 25 European languages. You kind of stop at like 8.
Right.
And you go, yeah, well, Italian, Portuguese, something, something.
Yeah.
So, so it becomes a little bit. It was really interesting because the
Yeah.
task I set myself was to say something, a sentence, a few
Mhm.
sentences in each of these languages. And the way I did it was to try and find someone who knows that language or a native speaker
Yeah.
and get them to teach me. And that was quite like in my city, in my town, basically.
Wow.
Yeah. So at that video, you at the end you see the big thank you list. That was for all the
Yes.
people who took a minute.
Yes.
So like my local Polish shop, the lady told me something to say in Polish. I don't speak Polish, so I
Right.
kind of wrote it down and sort of, like did as well as I could a phonetic representation of it. And she told me what it meant. I remember somebody else from my town who I sort of vaguely knew as a native Greek speaker. She was able to teach me Greek. My friend knew somebody from Finland who could teach me
Yeah.
Finnish. In the video, you see my friend Lucy, who knows British Sign Language. She taught me how to sign.
Yeah.
But I can't speak all those languages. I can
Right.
speak 4 languages fluently, and then I can sort of muddle through in maybe 8. So it's
Yeah.
not. I'm not a
But
25 language speaker, and I would never claim to be.
well, still 4 is a lot. That is a lot
For
too.
some people, yeah.
And the people that you asked to, to help you do that, they probably were honored that you would ask that because I'm sure people don't probably ask them that all the time. Can you please teach me something in your language, in your native language? I mean, I think it's so sweet. I'm sure they really appreciated that. So I
It
loved
was
it. I thought
fun as
it was
well. Like I
cool.
think we had fun because
Yeah,
yeah, I really
absolutely.
tried to get the pronunciation right. Some
Yeah.
people from like this is 2012, right? So the internet was different. The internet's
Yes.
always different. But this is a lot of social media that is very common now didn't exist then. So it was much more like I wasn't in any Facebook group, so I like had
Right.
to join these groups and go, hey, I've got this idea for this project. Is anybody here like a Romanian or Bulgarian speaker or something like that? And
Mm.
people came and they would say, oh, I speak, I don't know, a language I hadn't really heard of. So somebody, I think, was saying like, oh, I know Valencian, or like my native
Wow.
like dialect or local language is Valencian. My native, like I speak Flemish, which is one of the official languages of Belgium. I really wanted to do Icelandic, so I phoned the Icelandic tourist information
Oh
in
my
London.
goodness.
I
That's
know, I know.
awesome. That's
It's so
awesome.
silly. And I got them to do it. And this guy got on Zoom with me. Oh no, Zoom didn't even exist, like on Skype with me.
Wow. That
Yes.
is awesome.
And he taught me like whatever,
Yeah.
like something interesting about Iceland.
I think that's great. I mean, I just think that's such a cool idea. So I love it. I'm gonna make sure people go watch that video. It's just a really neat thing. It's a great idea. I'm glad that
It's
you did
like the
it.
worst video quality as well, but people enjoy it.
Oh, I
So
didn't even think about the video. I mean, I just thought it was a great video, so that didn't bother me a bit. So when did you start loving learning languages?
I think, um, I I'm the kind of person, and you might relate to this as a Texan native speaker,
Hmm.
where I've grown up with a very strong home dialect.
Hmm.
Like a dialect that is essentially a different language. It's not just a few words sound different, it's fully our grammar is slightly different. And when I went to school, like, 6, 7 years old, I was kind of nudged quite heavily to speak clean German,
Yeah.
to sort of you start cleaning up your regional language because in Germany we're a country with lots of really heavy dialects. So if I look back now, I would say, oh, I haven't officially grown up bilingual at all, but I've
Yeah.
grown up with that awareness of, okay, there are different ways of speaking and different people in my life will speak differently.
Yeah.
And I think that gives you a bit of curiosity and a bit of appreciation. And I remember when we were 6 or 7 years old in like little school, we would maybe sing like "If You're Happy and You Know It," and we sang it
Yeah.
in English, and I already loved the sounds of it. So there's
Wow.
something escapist about learning a foreign language. I think that really landed with me. And in Germany, a lot of our radio, our pop music is English speaking, is maybe in English, some songs from French. So you just grow up aware that other languages exist, and I happen to be curious about it.
That's awesome. So you said you speak four languages. Which one was your favorite to learn and why?
Welsh, 100%.
Really?
Don't know why. Well, no, because Welsh is pretty
Hmm.
to me. Like I think everyone has a different appreciation.
Yeah.
um I had this conversation with Lindsay, who I co-hosted my podcast with once, and she was saying nasals sound great to me, and I'm like, I'm all about the fricatives. So like I like things where it goes the,
Yeah.
you know.
That's so funny.
It's so
That's so
funny, right?
funny.
So
Yeah.
different sounds of a language might like really appeal to you, and then different
Sure.
languages obviously have more of this or that type of phonetic thing going on. It's
Yeah.
very nerdy though. So I think there's another element where Welsh is a language I chose. I started just after I got married, so when I was 32,
Hmm.
and for the last 10 years I've been learning it. And it's a language that effectively is in the country I live in, the
Yeah.
UK. And it's kind of this little hidden element of the UK. So there's a real social depth to it, and you discover like a whole new community
Hmm.
where you didn't think anything was different, and you really realize quickly everything is different. So there's just a lot of fun to it. Like it's kind of an adventure, but
Yeah.
also just a gorgeous language.
That's awesome. So you have created the Fluent Language program for to help people learn new languages. How do you learn? Do you use the same practices you teach people as?
Um, I do especially when I start a new one. So now I'm kind of with Welsh, I'm in my 10th year. So
Mm.
I just kind of I bumble on in my life.
Yeah.
But when I start a new language, yeah, I've got this thing called the language habit system,
Hmm.
that I often talk about, that is kind of a program that you can sign up to, on my website, and that is sort of based on how I do it, yeah, and
Okay.
how I did it, which is something that I didn't realize because I'm really late life diagnosed ADHD. I didn't realize. I looked at it one day and I went, "Oh, I've kind of written how to learn a language of ADHD," which means when a lot of external structure is something you resist, but you have to have some structure, but you
Right.
can't have too much.
Yeah.
So a lot of it is about how to organize yourself, how to stay motivated, and all the things I've learned about learning science and all the experience that I had from working with hundreds of people that I taught languages to.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of everything. It's how I learn, but also what's most useful for other people.
Yeah, that's amazing. Do you help people like do they sign up and do you work with them one on one, or is this a program they can just go online and follow, or how does that work?
It's self-paced,
Okay.
so people can just kind of sign up, and there's like a very cool Notion dash that they can
Mhm.
have that comes with it. And but basically it's more simple. So it's worksheets that guide you through the system. So you at every step you can take an action. People sometimes come to me one to one, but I have found that for the coaching side of things, I don't really need to work with my clients
Yeah.
for a long time. It's not that kind of thing. It's
Sure.
usually people who are highly motivated, people who are already high achievers and they're feeling stuck. So we're just kind of, I feel like it's more about unlocking the next level. Whereas if
Yeah.
somebody's really early on, they're like on Duolingo. Do you know what I mean? So it's like you're
Yes.
past that and you want to keep
Yeah.
going. You're starting to wonder what now. That's where
Right.
I come in.
Okay. And I was going to ask you about Duolingo. What you thought about that app or different programs that you can download to learn. What do you think about those?
Oh, Shara.
Love hate relationship.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, I appreciate the convenience,
Mm-hmm.
the cuteness, and the way that it will bring people closer to languages who might otherwise not even consider it.
Yeah.
On the other hand, I think it's often not much more developed than what a textbook would offer you. Textbooks
Yeah.
are not bad, it's just
Right.
presented as revolutionary when it's not.
Right.
And because of the structure of it, it'll kind of teach you just getting really good at it. That you don't get good at French, you get
Yeah.
good at Duolingo. Maybe you get good at Duolingo French, but it's lacking like a dimension. So
Yeah.
love them, but please don't stop there. Like people will
Yeah.
do a Duolingo and think they're doing a language course, and that to me is not. No,
Right.
not the
Right.
same. Having said that, I think there's a lot more that you can do now. And I honestly think, like, I'm not plugging the fact that I've got an AI thing or whatever. I genuinely think because AI, or what we call AI now,
Right.
something like ChatGPT, that is a large language model. It's
Yeah.
literally an awful lot of natural, say French or Spanish or whatever you want to learn, all smashed together, much more than is has ever been put inside like Duolingo or any textbook or any dictionary. It's
Right.
all of them together, and it's ready to tell you, okay, this is how those words are normally put together. This is
Yeah.
how it looks natural. And it can even do nuances. It can do like Latin American Spanish versus European Spanish,
Wow.
Castellano. There is so much richness and potential. The problem is it just kind of sits there and you don't really know what to ask it. But if you're
Right.
using it right, I think it's the next level. Like we are beyond what Duolingo
Yeah.
is offering at this point, I think.
Yeah. Isn't technology amazing? I mean, sometimes it drives me crazy, but it's amazing the things that we can do. I mean, it really
Oh my
is.
God, yeah. Because like how I learned languages in school? Like I'm not that old. I would like to think I'm not that old. I bought one videotape once
Yeah.
for 5 months worth of pocket money.
Oh,
That was
wow.
a movie in English that I then had in my bedroom,
Oh my
and I could
gosh.
play it on my VHS, and that was the one film I had in English that I could watch over and
Yeah.
over and over again. You
Well,
know?
can you tell me what it was?
Oh yeah, yeah. It was a film called The Full Monty. You might have seen it. I don't
Yes.
know.
Oh my gosh. That is
It's
funny.
got ex minors becoming strippers. It's very good. It's really
That
good
is
film.
hilarious. Oh my gosh. I
But
love it.
like it was the same way that like one of my favorite bands
Uh-huh.
I discovered because there was one song on the radio, and then you'd be like, "Who's that? Who's that? I must listen
Right.
and wait until hopefully they say the name of the band." And then you go write it down. You're like, "Who's this? Who's this?" And I'm from a tiny village, right? So then you have to wait
Mhm.
until you're in the next city, so you can go to the tiny record shop that has like
Right.
6 racks and go, "Do you have this?" And then it might say, "We'll order it in for you," and you have to come back. It's
Right.
just, And then
Yeah,
these days you're just like, "Oh, Spotify."
exactly.
So
Get it right now.
technology, even in our lifetimes, sorry, I'm going to stop grandma's story hour now, but like even in our lifetimes, it's come
Yeah.
so far. It's so
It
insane. And
has.
4 languages,
Yeah.
like we didn't used to have the problem of, oh my God, I've got too many resources. And now that
Right.
is one of the key problems people have.
Yeah, that
Like,
is the
which is
truth.
the best? No longer, where do I find anything at all?
Yeah. That is so true. So on your in your program,
Mm.
is your training, does that apply to any language people want to learn? Do you have specific languages that you're helping them with, or is this apply to anything they want to learn?
This would apply to any language.
Okay,
So I've
that's
got a
awesome.
few different kind of strands, few different courses that people can try out.
Yeah,
One focuses on grammar and kind of how it kind of teaches you how grammar is learned, like how you make sense of rules in practice.
yeah,
Sounds theoretical. I hope I haven't made it super boring. One is about vocabulary and like good ways of memorizing vocab. And then the language habit system is more about how to get yourself organized, like how to structure this
sure.
adventure of solo language learning. But I always felt that like, I've got a few like German courses and whatever, but really, if you don't know how to learn, then I'm kind of letting you down and I'm not
Yeah,
teaching you the most important thing. So this is really based on
sure.
what I feel students need.
Yeah. What do you say to somebody who says, I'm too old to learn a new language, or I'm too busy, or I just don't have time for that? What would you say to somebody like that?
Oh, wait until you retire and suddenly you will have so much time.
Yeah.
I've the amount of people who I've taught who are retired, where
Yeah.
it's really, like, and retired and very high in their careers and looking
Mhm.
for a new challenge. Like,
Oh, yeah.
don't take it as something you need to be perfect at. Take it as a challenge, the same way you might
Sure.
take up running or, like learn an instrument or whatever. Like this is your intellectual challenge and actually your emotional challenge.
Yeah.
Just try it out. Like you prove to yourself if you are too old or not. Don't
Right.
assume that you can't
Yeah.
do it because
Yeah.
that's just not a thing.
Right. So somebody wants to learn a new language. Obviously, they need to go to your website. But what is one of the first steps somebody should take if they're wanting to learn a new language?
Oh my God. Um, which language? That I think that's
Oh,
probably, I guess let's say that's step
yeah.
one. Like some people just know, and some people might want to learn Hebrew or Latin or something like that for a religious reason. Some people have family history or like you just live in a place like in the US, lots of people are surrounded by Spanish speakers. So
Right.
Spanish is very commonly learned. So let's say you want to learn Spanish.
Okay.
Um, I've got an article like this on my website, so I'm gonna send you that as
Okay.
well as sort of how to get started. I think step one,
Hmm.
don't just download one app, download like five. Just
Okay.
get whatever you can for free, smash it all in there, play with
Yeah.
it, and then see what sticks. Right? You
Okay.
have to identify what is fun, what keeps you going. I would
Yeah.
recommend trying with a tutor as well, like get yourself a little tutor kind of person or join a group class. Just try it all because you don't know what you're going to enjoy,
Right.
and then just build yourself a little structure. So when I first did Welsh, I tried lots of things. I've done the entire skill tree on Duolingo in Welsh. Um, it didn't teach me that much,
Yeah.
honestly. Um, but I did this program called Say Something in Welsh, which is just an audio course.
Okay.
If you like audio courses in the US, Pimsleur is really popular.
Okay.
And then like grab yourself that, go for a walk with it maybe or something like that. And I would maybe go for a half-hour walk, do this audio course. I'd walk around a neighborhood and just mumble things in Welsh to myself. So what, right? And then I
Yeah.
would come home and actually go back through it and go, okay, what are all the things that I said? How do you spell these? Because I have such a visual element in my learning. I
Yeah.
needed to write them down, even though the course said, don't write them down, you don't have to. And it's like, no, no, I have to. You
Right.
might not want to teach that way, but that's kind of shows you I'm a kind of person who knows how I learn,
Right.
and I will be able to say, that's very nice what the program tells me to do. I'm going to do it my way because I know what
Yeah,
works for me. And
sure.
this is why I'm saying when you're first wanting to learn a foreign language, assume nothing, try everything.
When you
Yeah.
are working with people or learning or talking to people, I guess, who are learning new languages, what is a common mistake that people make when they're trying to learn?
People, like I said, people often don't come to me until
Right,
quite
right.
advanced, but I would say something that I see at all levels, two problems. With beginners, one of the big problems is almost like outsourcing your learning
Mm-hmm.
to, like, because you're so worried about getting something wrong,
Right.
you try to, like, you just like have the tutor session and you only really try in the tutor session, and it just stays in this small little space,
Yeah.
or it only really lives in your app, right? You don't, it's like you've got your tiny pod and you don't let it
Mhm.
out into your life because you
Yeah.
feel like you're not allowed to, you
Yeah.
know. Whereas if you are, say, a Spanish learner, of course you're allowed to put up posters in Spanish, wear a t-shirt with something written in
Right.
Spanish. You know, you just kind of want to have fun with it and play
Yeah.
and allow yourself to maybe go to that supermarket corner you've not gone to or something like that, and or greet people in Spanish, and if they then
Sure.
react, you just go, can't actually speak Spanish, but I'm very curious, you
Right.
know. So I
Yeah.
think that's the mistake I see beginners making. They feel like they're not allowed to, like
Yeah.
there is some kind of level you have to reach. And with advanced learners, it's a version of this, which is perfectionism. So it's the kind of, both aspects are thinking you're not good enough, like thinking
Yeah.
you have to be some kind of good enough before you can do something. And I say this half jokingly, but I genuinely think like one of my superpowers in learning is that I don't care if I'm bad at it.
Right.
I
That's
will
how
very
you
happily be
learn.
bad at
That's
it.
probably a great way to learn is try at least trying, making
The
mistakes,
only
learning
way.
what you did wrong. That's a great way to learn. That's great advice. I love that.
Mhm.
So you mentioned AI earlier, but tell me about the AI Language Club. Tell me what that
Yeah.
is about and how it works in
Oh
it.
no, thank you for letting me plug it.
Of course.
A little bit,
Of
but also
course.
talk about it. So, AI Language Club, as such, is a membership, sort of an online community. We've got about, I think, 180 members at the
Oh
moment.
wow.
Yeah, and all levels, and lots of teachers join us as well. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And it's organized by me and my friend and colleague Josh. Josh is
Mhm.
like a UN and EU accredited interpreter. So to me, I
Wow.
look at Josh and I'm like, that's a lot of languages. Oh
Yeah.
my God. You know, there's always someone.
Right.
So, and when we first started talking, we've been friends for a while, and we said, oh, let's do a project together about something. He runs this company called Tech Forward, which is all about kind of tech tricks for professional interpreters and translators.
Yeah.
And I obviously run Fluent Language, so I'm just really interested in how to learn languages and what are creative and effective ways. And when we first came together to talk about AI, we were only going to do a workshop, and within 2 hours of preparing, I said to him, this is not a workshop. We have so many ideas. We have
Yeah.
so many cool ideas we came up with. I think we've got 50 of them, and we've done so many tutorials now. So in AI Language
Wow.
Club, we started it about 2 years ago, and we're still going strong. Every month,
Mhm.
essentially, we create a short, like 10-minute tutorial where we
Mhm.
teach you one way of using something like ChatGPT or Copilot or Gemini to learn a language. So
Wow.
it's not an app. We haven't built an app. We don't have our own thing that you have to learn. We're literally, everybody already uses ChatGPT, etc. So we're
Right.
just showing you ideas for how to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
That's
at the
amazing.
moment, because we're in summer 25, I'm running a summer challenge, and Josh has just run a summer challenge as well. So these are like these 5 day, every day we're doing an aspect of one of the sessions. So mine is all about making words stickier and,
Yeah.
really tapping into that massive knowledge that is hidden somewhere inside AI. So I'm teaching what's called mnemonics, and I'm really
Yes.
excited about it. So it's
That's
all
wonderful.
about little memory bridges. You'd be amazed what something like ChatGPT can do there. It's really
Wow.
cool. So we
Yeah.
make the video, we give the prompt, so you don't have to mess around with the prompts. And then people go away and experiment and come back and tell us how it worked. It's really cool.
That's amazing. So how do people find this? It's on your website? They can sign up there or
Yeah, it's got its
okay.
own website. It's
Okay.
ailanguageclub.com, so it's really
Okay.
easy. Yes,
So
and
when
it's $9 a month.
okay. So is there anything I have not asked you about? This has been so fun. This has just been wonderful. Anything I haven't
Oh,
asked you
I
about?
mean, yeah, no, thank you for allowing me the chance to just be a massive nerd, really, for half
I
an
didn't
hour.
think you're nerdy at all. I love all of this. Or maybe I am a nerd. I don't know.
Yes. Is there anything you haven't asked me? I mean, there is a lot I could talk about. I'm quite chatty. But I think no, you've given me the chance to be really encouraging and hopefully,
Yeah.
just allow people to just experiment and try out the tiniest bit of, a little
Yeah.
like snippet of curiosity. You don't need more. You don't need more.
Yeah.
Don't think learning Spanish means you have to become like the goal has to be fluent in Spanish.
Right.
The goal of learning Spanish can be as simple as just saying like arepas or whatever. Don't know. Because often when you reach your first little goal, you kind of want a little bit more
A
and you
little
want a
bit
little
more.
bit
Yeah.
more. And that's a great
Yeah.
way of doing it.
Well, I think learning a language is something a lot of people probably have in the back of their mind. They've thought about it, they haven't
Mm.
really pursued it. But I think this is encouraging for people that it's not, you don't have to be the best, that you can do it. And there's a lot of easy ways to jump in and start learning. So I think this is going to be super helpful to people. So I'm very excited to share this with
Oh,
everybody.
trust. Yes, yes. And go try it out. Try it out in the community. I think one of the things I
Yeah.
love about learning Welsh is that there is sort of this little community. They run a lot of like little events and festivals.
Oh,
And
yeah.
early on, I started to sign up and volunteer at the different events. This was way before I could say anything useful in Welsh or I
Wow.
understood. Had no idea what the people around me were saying, but because you're volunteering, you've essentially said, I'm going to help out. And you could do something like stewarding, which is just standing around,
Right.
really. So it's fairly safe if you don't know the full language, but suddenly you're in a completely different world.
Yeah.
Um, and you don't have to feel uninvited. It's a way
Yeah.
of saying, hey, do you want me to come along and help? And I've never had a negative experience in that environment.
Wow. Wow. Like I said, I think that's a great way to learn. Just immerse yourself in it. And you're going to
Yeah,
mess
yeah.
up, but it's okay. That's how you learn. That's how you
Yeah, and you're
you
not
get
going to be good
better.
at like the end of one
No.
day. You're going to spend a
No.
day going, haven't a clue what anybody just said
Right.
around me. But it doesn't matter if you feel like there's a little fire,
Yeah.
just keep going. That's enough. That's fine.
Absolutely. Kristen, this has been so fun. Thank you so much for talking to me.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.